Alright, so welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, the hardest career series. Today's episode, we're going to be continuing with our orbital missions. I went ahead and launched the other two Sputniks into orbit, so we now have two Sputniks, as we called them. So we've got 1, 2 and 3 in orbit. Very, very low orbit. Oh, that's the pad just reconditioned. So we're going to be doing two orbital science missions. The first orbital science of our series, of our space program in fact. We've got conduct a low resolution scan sat of Kerbal. So that appeared when I unlocked the altimetry sensor package, the low resolution version. No actual science for the contract, but obviously we're going to get plenty of science once we get finished that. Can take a few days, so that's going to be last. The first orbital mission we're going to be completing, hopefully, successfully the first time, will be this one, the ionization scan of Kerbal. Nice advance, nice reward. Thank you, Jane. He thinks that's funny. A nice penalty. A nice reward there, before he switched it back off again. So let's get about 75% of the ScanSat, the altimetry sensor package, finished. I should stop doing that. And this one is 4 minutes and 46 seconds. We've got enough power for this on board the QBE. This is a new spacecraft we're going to be using for the first time in this episode. I think the Sputnik's done its job. So into the VAB. I've got one ready for launch. Oh, I think I have anyway. No, I don't. 8 more days. Oh, never mind. So into the VAB, we'll take a look at that first of all. Okay, so this is the Sputnik 004. It's the 4th artificial satellite, if it's successful. And I've called it Ion, just to make sure I know which one's which. So underneath here, actually see just there, it's a QBE. It's the next version of the Sputnik. So Probodobodyne QBE. So that's this one just here. So they got 5 points of electric charge, uses 1.5 per minute as well. That's when it's operational. Hibernating uses 0.01 of that. So that's a fraction of a point per minute. But I put a procedural battery underneath it anyway. Just see it. That contains another 138. That should either be enough to complete the 4-minute contract for this ionization chamber. I've got the 2 antennas, just in case one fails. The built-in antennas cannot transmit science. It's quite short range away. It's 3.25 kilometers. So I've got the 2 antennas just there. I've got the thermometer just there, just to help round it off to about 30 parts until the VAB. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, it's 30 parts with the fairing. Thinking. So until I've actually upgraded the VAB, we can't go above 30 parts. So for the next version, which is going to have the altimetry sensor package, we're going to have solar panels because it could take quite a few days, a few hours, maybe a few days to complete. So yeah. So it needs to be a solar panel, at least one solar panel. Hopefully I can get 2. But we shall have to see. Okay, so this is the first spacecraft that will be launching this episode. Put that back on. Alright, so that's the Sputnik 004 Ion. It's about 8 days to build. Once it's finished, we'll roll it out and we shall head, hopefully, into orbit and complete our first actual science contract for this series. First orbital science contract, I should say. Okay, so we're going to head out and let this thing build. Okay, so for the first attempt at the Ion scan satellite contract, launching from the desert launch site. a little bit busy. I'll play some new statics, a crawler, a hangar, and a crawlway, as well as the tracking station. You see, which I kept losing contact with the sounding rockets whenever I tried launching them from here. So I've added an extra sort of tracking station, trying to sort of alleviate the problem of losing it. Hopefully we don't lose this one. Okay, so the first attempt at this contract. Full throttle is on, HS is on, RCS is on. Okay, so here we go. 3, 2, 1. Gets about 4,500 meters, 4.5 kilometers to 5 kilometers, and I'll start the gravity turn. So the mountains to the east of us. Just pitch over slightly. And at such low altitude we don't want to go through the sound barrier just yet. So just to help with the gravity turn, and the throttle back to about 50%. Then follow prograde. Okay, so lost contact. So I don't know what's going on with the camera. Okay, throttle down. Oh, well, I would do if I could contact the spacecraft. We have got SES in, SES in the QBE. I'll let the Popadobadine stay put, Nick. The QBE has actually got SES. It's only stabilisation, but it's better than nothing. 90 seconds before we reach the apogee. Hopefully got contact before then. If not, I'll have to scrub the mission and try again. Okay, just 1 second to go. We've got no contact with this spacecraft at all. Give it a few seconds. But I don't think the desert launch site is I don't think we really can launch anything to orbit just yet. We need some extra ground stations. So it might be time to go on some of the Kerbal side launch sites and open some of those up. Obviously it's going to cost money, a lot of money. So in the meantime I need to launch from the KSC. No, we'll have to abandon this one. So I need to build another one and we'll roll out to the KSC launch site and launch from there. That's still not ideal because we don't have a great deal of contact there either, but at least heading east we have got some. At least one ground station is actually open. Alright, nothing else to do but let this burn upon re-entry. We can't control it at all. Okay, so this time we're going to be attempting the second launch from KSC. It's the second attempt at the Ion Scan satellite contract. Okay, so full throttle. I've got nothing back from that launch. Both the spacecraft, both stages as well, were completely destroyed. Okay, so here we go. 3, 2, 1. right. So you need about 10% worth of the fuel left in the tank in order to try and get it back through powered recovery. But it's not guaranteed. Okay. Once we get above the atmosphere, I'll let the fairing go. If I don't lose contact with it, throttle is down just in case. Two kilometers. 47 seconds. The second stage does have, as I mentioned before, it does have SAS. Okay, first stage gone. Okay, I think we should start now, I think. So we've got no guidance itself, we've only got stability. It's a very basic level of SAS. I'll bring it down a little bit. So we could lose contact with this stage. So I'll bring it down, try and get as close to the apoapsis as possible. Nearly there. A few more seconds. Excellent. Okay, so we're in orbit. So for the altimetry scan, we're going to have to try and go north. We're going to have to try and modify our normalization. Try and get it north or south at least, so it goes slightly polar. But for this one, we're fine. To stay exactly where we are. Okay, I'm going to start the ionization scan contract. 4 minutes and 43 seconds. Obviously, we're going to get some signs from this item itself. I'm going to resist doing the extra scan because there is a contract associated with the extra scan. So in each of these scanning technology things, thingamajiggies, whatever you want to call them. Where's my thermostat? Thermometer. Really? Oh, of course I've already done this. Ah. Alright, never mind. We'll keep trying. Just turn that around a little bit. Ooh, so we just got into orbit. We had about, what was that? About 60 seconds. I don't know, a minute's worth. I'm quite interested to find out how long it stays off for. How long before we can pick the signal up again? Okay, so it was out of contact for about 3 minutes. The contract has completed. I'll start with that one. So you've reached the target body Kerbin and conducted a granulation scan. We have learned a lot of new information about the composition of this planetary body in preparation for a possible landing in the future. What? You live here, don't we? Never mind. 48,098 in cash, 4 science and 4 reputation. And a second reward again, just like the previous contract we did. Yep. 5,400. Not as much. 1 science, 3 reputation. Now, can we... 15. Oh my word. No loss either. How much to transmit it though? Oh, not. Oh. No. 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 Nowhere near. Oh, that's a shame. I've got no way of recharging the battery up, so that's that. So I'm going to have to do another ionization scan to get some signs back, but that's not a problem. They are repetitive contracts for different altitudes, things like that, so that's not a problem. Okay. So we can't do that either. Nope, we've got no contact at all with the spacecraft. So obviously we do need some solar panels to be able to recharge these batteries. Oh well, never mind. Obviously once the VAB's being finished, being upgraded, we'll have 255 part limit rather than just 30. Alright, nothing else to do. Let's head back to the Space Center and we shall commence with the altimetry scan mission. Okay, for the second mission of this episode, this is the J1A launched AltScan 001. It's a first version. Got the 2 solar panels, which are pretty much critical. There's no way we can store enough electric charge right now, at least, to be able to power this. It takes 8 per minute, I believe. No, it's 6 per minute. So minimum is 5 kilometers. Obviously, that's an atmospheric-less body, like the Mun or Minmus. Up to 500 kilometers. So we'll be fine at 70 kilometers, 75, 80 kilometers, something like that. Okay, so that's that. No idea how long it's going to take for this contract to complete. It will take a few hours to a few minutes to a few days, and even months. But it shouldn't take too long for a low resolution scan to complete. Okay, I'm going to put the fairing on. Should still be inside. Yep, that's found 30 parts of 30. So I could wait another 3 days before trying this, but I won't. Because in 3 days the vehicle will be upgraded and we'll be able to use more than the 30 parts. That's in the wrong place. Okay, so as always, need to let it build. Shall roll it out to KSC. We'll launch from KSC. We won't take any risk with this. It's quite an expensive piece of kit. It's not too expensive. 3,500. That's 4,500 that we lost. But it's still money that we don't want to really go throwing away. Okay, so once again, back at the KSC launch site. For the first attempt at the altimetry scan satellite contract. I want to try and go like slightly north, but I don't know whether to actually do it with the first stage or the second stage. So we'll launch as normal with the first stage, get into orbit, circularize with the second stage, and then try and push our orbital track slightly north. We need to be north for this particular piece of hardware because it's rather like it's like a spy satellite basically. It's like an observation satellite. So it's got to be slightly north, not absolutely spot on north or south, but at least, I'll actually tell you there, but it's got to be about 75 degrees, not quite 90 degrees. Okay, so here we go. Need to roll this back first. So the VAB has now been upgraded. It took 7 days to build this, and the VAB only took another 3 days. So hopefully I no longer need to do this manually. Okay, so here we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so I'll push slightly north with the first stage. Hopefully this will stay in contact. I've already seen there's no guarantees of that. Okay, let's see if we can get this first stage back. Let's see if it goes wrong, get some money back at least. What, 75 kilometers? Okay, stop there. Okay, so once we're outside the atmosphere, I'll let the fairing go. We'll circularise and see exactly where we need to push towards to get slightly further north. 1, 2, let's say 90, 45. I'm not too far out. Shouldn't take too much more energy to actually get north. Okay, 63 kilometres, 64, 65, 66. 49 seconds to the apogee. So we can get this stage back at least. Okay, throttle is down. First edge is gone. Get a little bit further, slightly better orientated. Try and bring it on a little bit. Don't want to take forever to do this because like before we could lose contact. Try and bring it back. Try and pull the apogee slightly towards us. That's better. Okay, so we'll fix the orbit once we're circularised. We should hopefully have enough delta V to do that. Okay, so because we haven't upgraded the tracking station, we don't have any flight planning right now. So I think we need to push north. I already knew that. So it's that way. Not too far onto north though, because we don't want to go too far, because at which point it'll take a lot longer, if at all, we'll be able to actually complete the contract. Let's create like diagonal lines basically on your orbital track relative to the ground. So basically it creates this sort of spiral like that. Oh, excellent, we did it. Stage recovered. See, the Kerbals are better than we are. And the only return back flyback booster is SpaceX, and that's only in the last few years. But the Kerbals do it from day one. Well, almost. Oh, good grief. Okay, never mind. Okay, just in contact. Slightly too far north now. Slightly off. Not 45 degrees, but slightly further towards the north. So we've got no idea whether the we'll nose down a little bit at least. Nope. Okay, Apoapsis is about 26 minutes away. Okay, we'll manoeuvre at Apoapsis then. Good grief. Did that completely wrong. Okay, just at Apoapsis I should say. Don't go too high. Can't go above 500 kilometers anyway for the altimetry sensor package. That's it for the engine. Okay, that's just about it for the propulsion unit. Okay. Let's let this go. Orientate it to the planet. So there's two. Okay, that's on that side. Okay, so we've got the two solar panels. We need to try and get them sort of at maximum exposure. I think the about best way to do it is to point it at the planet itself. Point it at Kerbin. Activate this. Okay, start scan for the radar. That should. I should acknowledge that. So we've got the other part of the analyze data. So we've got to actually gather data first before we can actually analyze it. And just transmit it back. Okay, so that should be it. Okay, nothing else to it. Hopefully there's nothing else to it anyway. Okay, so 159 kilometers by 171.8 or so. Okay, we'll have to wait until the contract completes now. Okay, so back at the Space Centre. The VB has been upgraded to the next level. 255 parts rather than the 30. And basic action groups available now, so that's good. So a few days have passed, but 69%, hopefully that spacecraft will get to 75%. If it doesn't, it might not be quite polar enough. If it doesn't have to launch another one, and actually push north a little bit harder than we did. Hopefully it actually completes. It's almost completed at 69%. We're in year number 2 now though. It's a good few days later. A few weeks actually. Day 19, come up to 0500. So hopefully it will complete. Okay, so it's day 19, year 2 now, day 19. Now it's day 20 and it's just completed at 75%. Phew, that was close. Okay, so excellent work. This simple server will give our experts much to study. So 31,548 and 1 reputation, but no science. So I'm going to go back to the spacecraft at some point. Maybe get some of that science back. I don't think we've enough battery power to actually transmit the entire chunk of science back, unfortunately, the Iron Sat. But we'll try and get back there at some point. However, that is the end of this episode. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to click like. Don't forget to share with your friends if you so wish. Leave a comment or a question. More than welcome to do so. Don't forget we have Discord, Facebook and Twitter. You can find links to all 3 of those websites on the banner on the front page of the channel. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for this series and other series we're going through right now and in the future. Alright, so once again, thank you for watching. As always, take care. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.